What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another live. This time I'm going to be reviewing DLC 3, okay? So characters, the map, the patch, anything associated with DLC 3, I'm going to be talking about in this live, okay, guys? Just to spoil a little bit and just go forward, I'm kind of disappointed with the characters, guys. I'm not going to lie, okay? I saw Don Coolio having fun, AP, OPAC, all my SparkingZero peeps, but I played it this morning. I was having fun with the game, but as far as the characters are concerned, I'm very disappointed, okay? And I'm gonna start with their DP placement, okay? Because you guys know I'm kind of like a DP battle player at heart, okay? I mostly play DP, I enjoy DP more. So DP battle placement matters a lot, the DP values, right? And unfortunately, they made these characters right here 8 DP and 7 DP, and they didn't give them transformation, so you can't transform into them, okay? And that itself is a death sentence for these characters, okay? Because if we take a look, you have SS3 Vegeta from Daima competing with base Vegito and base Gogeta and those characters, which basically makes them unusable for DP. And because you can't transform into them, it's not like you can go with a base form version of them and get the value out of that. So they go to waste based on their DP value. At the end of the day, you're releasing these, DLC characters. You want them to be successful, and you put them in a position where they can't be successful. Okay, no one's gonna pick SS3 Vegeta over base Gogeta or base Vegito, or even on my teams where I put Piccolo, the 6 DP version, who could go orange and go giant. That's a superior character to SS3 Vegeta. So technically he's in DP 7 DP purgatory, as I like to say, okay? SS4 Goku from Daima, he's 8 DP, right? Similar to the GT version. But the difference is GT Goku, you could start with the base version of GT Goku, who's a 5 DP character, and get to 8 DP, which is huge value for DP. But SS4 Goku from Daima can't do the same thing. Basically means he goes to waste as well, okay? No one's gonna wanna pick Goku Daima SS4 when you could pick Blue Goku and put a Vegeta on the team and fuse into Gogeta and do stuff like that, right? So then he goes to waste as well based on his DP value. Then we go to Gomah. Gomah is 7 DP. But they didn't include small Gomah. And like I said, before the DLC came out, I wanted small Gomah in the DLC pack so that we could have a 3 DP character that could go 7, or 3 DP character that could get to 8, so that we could topple Raccoon finally at the 3 DP spot. But they didn't do that as well. So in my opinion, they just didn't put these characters in a position to be successful. They just put them in weird DP places. They're kind of standalone characters, and they're gonna go to waste, in my opinion. Okay, that's pretty trash. That's already a big negative for this DLC. And we haven't even touched on the movesets yet, okay? Again, it's like they released these like mid-tier characters, and in my opinion, that's just unacceptable, okay? Because people are paying for these characters. We want them to be good. We want them to get play, and they're not gonna see play past a week if they're just mid-tier trash. And in my opinion, most of these characters are mid-tier trash, okay? All right, so we all know Daima Goku. I don't have to go into his moveset, but he has a transformation now for 2 skill points and to go to SS4, which improves this character a lot for DP. Problem is, SS4 Mini Goku is only 7 DP, so the max he could get to is 7 DP. But from a 4 DP character to get to 7, pretty valuable. I think that's pretty good. So in my opinion, he's one of the best value adds this DLC, okay? So let's look at the transformation. In my opinion, one of the best transformations they've ever made.
Let's go!
Now, this transformation costs 2, and he doesn't get his key back, okay? I think that's a missed opportunity. I would have gave him his key back at least, or at the very least allow this character to transform into the adult version. Give him a superhero Gohan situation where you have to go to SS4 Mini, and then for 3 skill points you could get to adult version and refill his key on that transformation. This would have made this character a competitor to Superhero Gohan and would have made it a great addition to the game. But because they split those characters and you can't transform into the adult version, then this character is just mid-tier, right? So you could have fixed that just by making adult version able to be transformed into. His skill abilities are a little basic. Wasense and Insta Spark, we know they like to put that on everyone, but that could have easily been forgivable if you were able to transform into the adult version from this version. As far as the map, so the map is a 10 out of 10. I gotta give this map a 10 out of 10, okay guys? Like, I played this morning, the online stability on the map is great. It didn't affect my connection, so I gotta give them props for that. So there's debris all around the map, but the terrain itself is level, which makes it so that you don't get like cheap hits on wake up due to the terrain. You just have to play around the debris, and most of it is destructible. So I really like that, and it's very spacious. So actually this map is, I would say, pretty competitively viable, more competitively viable than other maps that have like the terrain is not level, so it kind of affects your combos. So I really like this map. Hopefully they make more of these, you know what I mean?
Stand back, Kakarot.
So in my opinion, this character has the best model out of the whole DLC. He looks the best and he's the coolest character. And he also has that explosive wave that gives you buffs, which I'm a fan of. I feel like we need more skill abilities that get combined effects. So they finally listened to that and they added some creative options here, which is great. Bardock already has explosive wave into buff sparking mode. It's nothing new. It's not new, but they just haven't added it to other characters. So them adding it to these characters, it's a step in the right direction. I hope they do more of that, okay? So Gomah could have been one of the best characters in this DLC. But this is the problem with Gomah. So his charge speed is very slow. That's number one. And his ki blast is this paralyzed ki blast that they heavily nerfed. So now when you throw a paralyzed ki blast, it costs a whole ki bar to use, which is just way too much, because that means in a real fight, when you're trying to do this, you're not going to have enough ki to do it. They gave him these stock moves. Magic Bind is really slow and vanishable. And this barrier here, once you use this barrier, you can't move for like a whole second. Look, I'm inputting and nothing is happening, which makes that barrier completely useless. And I don't see why they did that. Like, why make that move so bad when you're gonna make Gomah a 7 DP character that can't even be transformed into? He's already kind of struggling based on his DP value, and you just add 2 useless stock moves, which is terrible. Okay, so this character is not good in my opinion. If you're gonna play a heavy character, there's other heavy characters that are way better. You can play Topo, you could play Broly, you could play a bunch of characters. Why would I play this character when his stock moves suck and his ki blasts are not that good anymore? Okay, so again, they don't put these DLC characters in position to win when they release. Okay, they just, people play them because they're new. It's a new shiny coat of paint, but they really just are not that good in my opinion. Okay, the one thing I will say is he does have an untakeable grab, but because this ki blast now sucks, it's hard to get a reset off with it. It's hard to really follow up. His transformation is a giant form that refills ki, and one of his supers is a super explosive wave super, and it's useful for killing opponents. Look at that, it's like 12k damage, basically guaranteed because it's kind of hard to vanish. And his giant form is pretty good. It's pretty good. But again, this character would have been a lot better with the mini version. If you had a 3 DP version of this character, you could transform into this character. But even though this character is not that good, at least you could get value because the 3 DP going to 7 is a very powerful tool. Okay. Now this character is kind of basic. It's a 7 DP character. You know, not much special going on here. Oh, one thing I can say about the DLC that I really like is that they gave characters different ki blasts based on what they're doing, which is what I always wanted them to do. They did a couple things that I wanted them to do. It's just the characters are just not powerful enough for them to be successful in the game. That's what I don't like about this DLC. So for example, Do has a slow moving key blast while he stands, and then he has shotgun key blast while he runs. Okay, so I always thought they needed to do that with more characters. Oh, another thing I want to say, they bugged classic controls, guys. So classic controls are having a lot of issues right now. Stromer was talking about it. A lot of stuff is unusable with classic controls right now. So not only did they underperform with the characters, they broke the game again. Okay, they fixed a couple things, but they broke something else, just like always. All right, so in my opinion, this is gonna be the meta character moving forward because of that transformation buff.
I am the strongest.
Let's see what blue. So blue Gogeta gets a buff. It's permanent. It never goes away for the rest of the match, and it only cost him one skill point to get into it. Okay, so it's basically a free permanent buff that you get. So in my opinion, the buff is like barely noticeable sometimes, especially on weaker characters. And I said before the DLC came out, I said, if this buff is not powerful enough, we're just gonna go right back to a 10 DP meta. And I predict that's what's gonna happen now, because at least transformation characters, regen transformation characters, gave you a reason to pick the base forms. It gave you reasons to pick those characters that can get extra benefits from transforming. But now it's like there is really no benefit to transforming. The buff is minuscule, is barely noticeable. So we're going right back to a Whis, MUI, and Blue Gogeta meta. I'm telling you, or androids. I know people hated the regen meta because it felt unfair, but it was a way to add other characters to the meta that kind of balanced against these 10 DP monsters. Okay, so now it's like they just have free reign to be the meta going forward again. And the new DLC characters, they are not 10 DP characters. They can't transform, so they can't even use this mechanic, and they're not gonna see use after a couple of weeks. I'm telling you, because they're not good enough to compete in this meta. And in DP, they don't have base forms, so they're not good enough to compete there either. So they don't have a place in the game. So in my opinion, the DLC is a disappointment just based on the characters. I'm sorry, but the high DP meta is actually fun. That other shit from before was so boring. I completely agree, but I did want them to change a couple of things about DP. You know, moving forward, specifically certain characters that are just broken. Like they didn't do anything to base Gogeta, and they didn't do anything to Android 13. So you can still pick this character here. So now,
Just like I planned.
now when you pick this character in singles, he starts off with 2 skill points. So he can already transform from the start of the match, and now he gets a perpetual buff that lasts forever. Okay, that's really bad, guys. That's really bad balance. And you know, just this character alone invalidates SS3 Vegeta. Because why would you pick SS3 Vegeta when you could pick this character, get the 7 DP at the start of the match, and get your key back, and he's an android. Okay, so anyways, that's why I don't really understand why Spike refuses to make the DLC character strong. Like why do they have to add a barrier that doesn't work to Gomah? Like why do they have to split up adult Goku from mini Goku when you could have made that transformable and give him his key back when he transforms? Like give him like cool strong stuff to the DLC characters to make him usable, and so that they last longer in the game, you know. But yeah, guys, that's what I think about the DLC characters. I think they're underwhelming. I think they're almost there. It's just like wild decisions that Spike makes that I don't get. I don't know why they don't just put them in positions to be successful. The only characters that, in my opinion, got put in the right positions were Superhero Gohan and Piccolo, for example, and the Gammas. Like those characters are actual good characters that people use, and the Gammas is questionable. The Gammas don't see a lot of use, but they're androids, so they're gonna be strong regardless. But every other DLC character has been lackluster. They're not strong enough. They're not interesting enough. And that's why they don't see play. That's why these, you know, character packs are just not interesting. Piccolo was right there with him, right? So Piccolo and Gohan were the only 2 characters that I would say that were actually successful DLC characters. All the other ones are just underdone. I'll get my single player content one day, bro. Keep waiting, bro. People wanted to tell me that this game was a role-playing game. That's what they told me. And I'm like, bro, how could you say that when they refused to add any single player content? We didn't even get any custom episodes for this DLC. The only DLC that got episodes was the first one with Superhero Gohan, and those episodes sucked. So I don't know. A lot of people like, I saw OPAC saying that, oh, I love this character, I love this character. I'm like, bro, why do you love this character? It's no hate towards OPAC, by the way. I like OPAC a lot. I'm just saying, like, what specifically makes you like this character? There's literally almost nothing good about this character that you can't find somewhere else even better. There's heavy characters that perform better in every way compared to Gomah. I don't know why you would say that you like this character. Maybe because he's new, but that's really the only reason. Why make this barrier so bad? Like, what is the justification for making that barrier so bad? Like, this character was never going to be OP anyways. You might as well just give him a usable explosive wave. You know, like, why make it so bad? Doesn't make sense. I agree, bro. Like, mini Gomah would have made this character good, because that way you can finally solve the raccoon problem. Okay, you have another character that has more value than raccoon after 12, basically almost 12 months. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. This giant form is, I don't know if it's a bug, but his gut punch just, it kind of doesn't work, guys. Like, it just like, look at this. It just pushes him away. It doesn't actually act as a heavy finish. And if that's the case, that's terrible that they bugged the damn DLC character on release. And then I get accused of being a hate farmer and being overly negative, but it's just like, bro, it's like if you just test your game, you find you can see that easy, bro. Just test the damn rush strings before you release the game. Like, what the fuck? Nah, bro, everything we be saying about this game is valid. For real, bro. And the thing is, like, it's just like little game design decisions that could be different that would make this game so much better, right? Like, just making the damn characters transformable. Like, bro, it's just, you just have to add one cutscene and just link the damn characters together, bro. Like, just that alone would make those characters a lot better. Just making the end lag to his barrier not a whole second. Bro, that's not hard to do. Like, people just be coping like crazy, bro. The only good thing about this DLC is the map. Agreed, bro. Agreed. They need to buff MUI. Bro, they need to buff a lot of characters in this game. In fact, you know what? You're joking, but I'm dead ass serious. They do need to buff MUI. They need to buff his Ki Blast back to what it used to be. Just make it vanishable and let him use his air palm like before, guys. Like, a lot of characters need buffs in this game. Like, this character needs a buff too. Like, this move should buff you a lot more. It shouldn't just buff you 2 levels. Everyone needs a buff. Agreed. Everyone needs a buff. Everyone needs a buff. I agree with that. Like, this character right here. This character right here needs a buff. Like, they need to buff his HP. You know when he goes in sparking mode and he gets buffs, he needs more buffs. Bro, Fat Boo needs a buff, guys. Fat Boo needs a buff. Bro, Fat Boo should have 3.5 health bars. He should have a no step back ultimate. You think SS4 adult is good at character? I mean, he got everything you need for real. Flying kicks, rolling hammer, step in, rolling hammer. Bro, Don, I'm gonna be honest, bro. All of these characters are trash. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the title, I'm not playing with the title, bro. I mean, does he have all of the things you mentioned? Yes. Is he better than any of the characters at the top of the tier that have all of those things? No, he's not. So, they're just trash, bro. I mean, can you win with this character? With SS4 Goku? Yes. Is he better than Gogeta? No. Is he better than, MUI? No. Is he better than Beast Gohan? No. Is he better than Whis? No. SSJ4 stock moves cost too much resources. That's the thing, Weeks. You wouldn't think that if the buff was actually strong. You know what I mean? That's what I hate about Spike. It's like, they don't go far enough with the abilities. Why are you restraining these characters so much? Like, if you're gonna make an interesting buff with an explosive wave, make it strong so that people like feel good about using it. Right. So if it costs 3, but the buff is actually strong, then you don't feel bad that it costs 3. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Bardock explosive wave. You don't feel bad that it costs so much because it's a freaking sparking mode. You know what I mean? I guess they're afraid of making them too broken. But bro, what's the fear, bro? Where's the fear of making characters too broken when you already have broken characters in the game? Whis is fucking broken. Android 13 is fucking broken. Base Gogeta is fucking broken. MUI is fucking broken. So if you're gonna make broken characters, just go all the way, bro. Make more broken characters. Just give everybody more tools. Buff everyone so that we can have more fun characters in the game, right? But instead, it's like they're playing like this shit where it's like they have 2 to 3 broken characters and everybody else just gotta get restrained. We just gotta give Gomah a useless barrier that has fucking 10 seconds of end lag. We have to give SS4 Goku some shitty ass buffs with his explosive wave instead of giving him like the 10-second buff that GT Goku has. Why not, bro? Why not? Just make it 3, like make it cost a lot and give him a broken ability. Why not? You already have broken shit in the game. Just go all the way. That's why the game's boring. That's why the game's stale as fuck. It's like there's only a certain amount of characters that are broken. The rest are just stale and boring and they all play the same. That's why we're getting bored with the game. And then you come out with the DLC and all of these characters are worse than the characters we already have in the game. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it. I get what you're saying, but I don't know if that make him trash though. He can still hang with those characters. Don't get me wrong though. This DLC is almost as garbage as can be. But obviously I'm exaggerating. He's not trash. Like I wouldn't say he's trash, but in the context of the game, he's just like another bland character. That's the issue. And then it's like he doesn't even have a place in DP battle because you can't transform into him. So you can't even pick, let's say, Super Saiyan Daima Goku, go into Mini Goku, and then go into SS4 Goku. That would have gave him a place in DP battle. But because you put him as a standalone character, he doesn't have a place to be played in the game. So he just sucks, kind of. You know what I mean? He's like bland. He's like middle of the tier. Like the patch notes, like they were boring too. Like they didn't make any changes to game modes. I mean, they got rid of the health regen transformation, but the buff that they gave us is like minuscule. Again, restraining shit. It's like, oh, let's not go all the way. We might break the game. The game's already broken. The game's already dying. Like you have nothing to lose. Go balls to the wall. Give us a big ass buff when we transform. Why not? That way you have a reason to transform. When they nerf things, they just go excessively in the other direction. Like Gomah, for example, he has a paralyzed ki blast, but you nerfed paralyzed ki blast so hard that people don't want to use it anymore because it costs a whole ki bar and his ki charge is so slow that basically you never have ki after you use your damn ki blast. I don't mind the DLC not being meta as long as they like upper mid. But bro, I don't even think they're upper mid, bro. I don't even think they're upper mid. Like that's the issue. That's the issue. Like why would I pick Gomah when I have this Piccolo? Why would I pick Gomah 7 DP with a useless barrier? And why would I do that when I have this Piccolo right here, who does a shitload of damage with his multi-ball ki blast? He has Wild Sense, and he could go into Orange Piccolo, get his ki back, and then go Giant. Why would I do that? I think one big issue is the characters lack such hardcore diversity, and that's because, like I mentioned, they're too restrained with the abilities, guys. Like all of these characters play the same essentially, like they're combo strings. The only way to make them unique is to go hard on the abilities, right? But they refuse to do that. Like this character right here, Glorio, Thunder Charge, a buff that gives a little bit of ki, bro. It's like, come on, bro. You could do better than that. You could do better than that. Like, make his buff, give him like full momentum on all his charge moves, so you can fully charge him really fast when you have the buff active, something like that. Or this character right here, Pansy, Wasabi Bomb, just stuns, bro. You could do better than that. You could do better than that. Like, why not make her so that when you hit the bomb, it causes defense debuffs to the opponent, so that just she's a 2 DP character, she doesn't do a lot of damage. At least with that, she could compete on some level, right? She reduces the opponent's defense. Now she could do more damage. Shit like that. This character right here, Snack Time. His Snack Time barely heals him. Why not just make it like a full regen, kind of like Boo Tanks, right? And his buff sucks. Why not give him full ki on his buff? Shit like that. I don't know. I could go every single character on this list. I could go and give him some buffs, and they still wouldn't break the game. They still wouldn't ruin the game balance, because we have broken shit like this. We have Gogeta at 7 DP who could go 10 with 2 skill points, and you're afraid to break the game with abilities. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. It's like, why are we restraining these characters? That's my problem with the DLC. It's just more of the same. It's more of the same problem. This character right here starts with 2 skill points, can go to 7, refill key, and is an android. And you're afraid to break the game, but you have this character here? Doesn't make sense, guys. Doesn't make sense. Most DLC characters in other games are just straight up broken. They may not want pay to win or something. There's too many pay to win games. There's no excuse for making them bad though. But the thing is, bro, even if you were to buff these characters massively, they wouldn't be pay to win, because you have this character right here, this fucking guy right here, who's so broken, and they refuse to address him for months. So why are you being restrained? It doesn't make sense, guys. Make it make sense for me, please. No one will use these characters in a week. Completely agree. Like, why is Legendary Super Broly 9 DP when Berserk Kale is 7? Bro, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly is not stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the show. He's not. So why is he 9 DP? But then you're scared to go non-canon, right? Because this character, in my opinion, should be 9 DP. Just because, not because of canon reasons, because of game balance reasons. Because you want a competitor to beat Gohan. Because if you make this character a base version of this character, then now you have a competitor to Gohan, right? An equal. You have a 5 DP character able to go 9, same as Superhero Gohan. So you add things to the meta that are interesting. But they just didn't do that because Spike is just dumb as fuck, bro. They're just dumb as fuck. They're not good devs, bro. They're not creative. They're scared. They don't have balls. The only ballsy move they ever did was the changes to DP battle. That was the only ballsy move they ever did. And I gave them respect for that. But besides that, they're just afraid to fucking anger the community. The community already fucking hates you. So what are you scared of? You might as well, like, just go all in. Gomah could have got some debuff skill. He literally threw Goku off his transformation. Facts, bro. Facts. I literally said that before the DLC came out. Like, give Gomah some, like, cool shit where, okay, he has the paralyzed move, right? When he hits you with a paralyzed move, he debuffs your attack or some shit. Or he debuffs your defense. Or, like, some cool, like, useful stuff. And make it so that the startup is not so freaking slow, so you can actually hit people with it. I think he means, shit, I'm already back on MUI. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, MUI it has been at the top of the tier list for the whole game, and he will remain there because they're scared to add new broken characters, bro. Just add cool broken shit to the game, bro. Fuck it. Why not? Your game's already dull. Like, add some spice to it. They decided to buff Blue Gogeta, right? So they buffed Blue Gogeta, but they left base Gogeta the same, so that he could still go into blue for like no cost at all, almost like 2 skill points or some shit. And then they buffed Dispo, a character no one's gonna use. Like, no matter what you do to this character, no one's gonna use this character, and you want to buff Dispo when you could have buffed a lot more characters, guys. People don't seem to realize that balance does not mean generic or same. Like, I wouldn't want a sniper in an Uzi to do the same damage as an example. Oof, I don't know. I think he means more like make them feel unique, which most characters in the game don't feel unique. Do you think 13 is more broken than Whis? In a DP battle, when I talk about character balance, I usually am talking about DP battles because that's where the real expression of the character is seen, right? And 13 is completely busted in the same way that Raccoon was busted before the DP battle changes. He's just the best value pick in the game. It is what it is. Like, if you're not running him, you're kind of throwing the match. That's how bad it is. You know what I mean? Because he just starts with 2 skill points and can transform right away. So that's just broken. That's just busted. And it refills key. So he gets a free full power charge. he gets a buff in singles. He starts with 2 skill points, so he can put you in Wild Sense jail if he wants to. He's just busted, guys. Like, this character needs to be addressed, like, bad. Gomah is tough in this game. Bro, Gomah is not tough in this game, bro. Gomah is trash, bro. They made him so trash, and I'm so mad at them. I'm so mad at them for that, because I wanted this character. I was gonna add this character to my list of characters, but he's just like, he's not good, guys. He's not good. Like, a barrier that's not usable. A magic bind takes forever to start up. He has a useless super in Magic Stream. His paralyzed Ki Blast costs too much. He has a slow charge speed. The only thing saving him, he has an untakeable grab. That's about it. People will pay the DLCs for the sauce, to be honest. Yeah, bro. They're just selling cutscenes. They're just selling cutscenes, bro. They don't give a fuck about making this game interesting. Like, they made the cutscenes look good, and then people buy it because of that. And then you have people like, yo, this game, why do you care so much about this game? Like, why do you want the game balance to be good? Like, why do you want them to add interesting stuff to the game? You should just be happy that we get a character that plays exactly the same as other characters we have in the game, but worse. You should just be happy, bro. Just accept it, bro. Go role play in custom battles or play against the CPU and be happy, bro. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Bro, people are ridiculous, bro. I see Bandai has been taking notes from Bungie and how to buff things, meaning weak as hell. Bro, they need to take notes from Respawn Entertainment, bro. I'm talking like Apex Legends. When they come out with a legend, the legend is at least at the top of the tier list, at least borderline broken. And what they do is like, okay, we're gonna release this character and we're gonna make sure that this character is fun. Like, I don't care if he's broken, I don't give a shit. He's gonna be fun on release. And when he's fun on release, if he's too much, they tone him down in the next patch. That's it. They just tone him down in the next patch, bro. But you make sure that the character that people are paying for, that they're coming back to the game for, is fun to play. Like this character right here. You guys remember this character right here? Fucking trash, bro. Trash. This is a trash character. And remember, people like going crazy for this character. And I said, this character gonna be hot garbage. And I was right. I think they try to make SS3 Vegeta like Vegito. Okay, Whis, I understand that. Okay, they wanted to make SS3 Vegeta like Vegito. But Vegito's already in the game. Vegito's already in the game. And he's better than this character in every way. So you need to give us a reason to play this character, right? From a game design perspective. If I'm adding this character to the game, and I already have characters in the game that could do everything he could do, but better, then I need to give you a reason to play this character. And it's a very easy problem to fix. You just make him a transformation to this character. That way, when you pick him in DP, at least, you could pick this character, right? You transform to 3, just like you do with Superhero Gohan with Ultimate Gohan. And then from this character, you transform to this character. That way, he has another role in the game besides competing with Vegito, because Vegito is just better than this character in every way. So there's no reason for this character to even be in the game. And then another thing is, okay, so we have this character, he's a 7DP, but you make SS4 Goku 7DP? Like, why, bro? Why? Why not just make him 8? Give him that extra little boost in stats. Just make him 8 alongside this character. They could both be 8. Like, why make him 7? They could have used the Dragon Ball cutscene they used in the trailer for the adult transformation. That's what I'm saying, Angel. That's what I'm saying. You make it a Dragon Ball transformation and you refill their ki to max, because Saiyans overall are lacking that, right? They don't have transformations that refill ki, which puts them at a disadvantage when you, for example, this character right here who can go orange and refill ki. That's very strong for 2 skill points. Saiyans don't have that, right? So by you making this transformable with the Dragon Balls and you refill their ki, even if they're the same DP, there's utility there. So you could go from mini to adult, refill your ki. That's huge in a match. bam, all of a sudden the character goes up the tier list. He's a lot more fun to play. There's a lot more variety in his play style because you can start even from this character and you even get a buff when you transform. But no, there's no excuse for that to not be in the game, guys. There's no excuse. I don't care what anyone says. Like, that doesn't make sense. Mini SS4 is weaker than adult SS3. Maybe. But again, bro, we need to throw this canon shit out the game, bro. Like, we need to, like, prioritize making the game fun. Like, they want it to be canon so bad that they're fucking ruining their DLCs, essentially. I don't know. There's a lot of shit wrong with this game, bro. And honestly, like, I keep making videos about it, about what I would like for the game to be like. But a lot of the shit, I don't see it getting fixed, bro. Like, for example, this transformation right here. Useless, bro. Like, why is this transformation useless? Like, you go from Zarbon to full power Zarbon and you get nothing for it. You get like, because I think they're the same DP, so you get no stat boost. Like, and that could be fixed if you just refill his key to max when he transforms. Some shit like that. Something. Anything, bro. Anything. Give him some health when he transforms. Anything. Just buff this transformation. Something. This character, King's Dignity, should give more effects. It shouldn't just be a buff. I don't know. This game can get very frustrating, guys. Very frustrating to talk about. Especially when you're making content for this game. And it's like, it seems like common sense, but the devs just, they're just not up to the task, bro. They just don't want to.